Hello everyone, welcome to online biology tutorials. I hope you are liking my videos, and in case of any query you can reach me on my Instagram ID, my Facebook page. Even you can comment in any of the videos you are watching. The message will definitely reach me and I will revert as soon as possible. Please, I would like to make a request. Kindly subscribe to my channel and share among your friends and families. Thank you. In this video, we will talk about antibiotics and their effect on translation. I have already explained translation in two parts. If you haven't watched that video, please watch it, because then the effect of these antibiotics will be clear to you. This topic is very important for the ones who are preparing for competitive examinations, like for the university entrances like Jamia, DU, GB Pant University, and even for the NEET aspirants. So let's get started. We know that antibiotics, they are the chemicals which are produced by bacteria and fungi, and they kill the other microbes, right? So anti means against and biotic means life. So of course these would be the chemicals that will affect other organisms by killing them. Okay, so we will be studying 5 antibiotics and the step in which they are going to act at the translation process. Okay, so we will be studying about tetracycline. We will also study the effect of neomycin. Then we will see the effect of erythromycin. And we will also see the effect of streptomycin and chloramphenicol. Okay. Before going deep into these antibiotics, I would certainly recommend once again that translation process should be clear to you, because then you will be able to understand on which step they are acting and what will they do. Okay, so first you need to learn 5 antibiotics, and then you need to learn what are they going to do in this process. Okay, so we will go one by one. Let's see the role of tetracycline. Now tetracycline is a one. What it is doing? It is binding between the aminoacyl tRNA and the ribosome. So you know that aminoacyl tRNA was there and amino acid was there with the tRNA, and it used to bind to the ribosome. So that binding of tRNA with the ribosome is inhibited once tetracycline is given. So once that step is halted, that means further reactions or further steps will not happen, right? So this is going to affect the effect of tetracycline. Is important that where it is affecting between the aminoacyl tRNA and the ribosome. That means the binding will not be done between them. Once binding will not be done between them, then how could the further steps follow? So further reactions, further steps will also not occur. It will be halted at this step only, right? Now we will see the effect of neomycin. It stops the interaction between transfer RNA and messenger RNA. Remember, transfer RNA interacts with messenger RNA during the initiation step. When small unit it binds to the messenger RNA, small unit of ribosome binds to the messenger RNA, then tRNA comes and it binds to the messenger RNA with the help of its anticodon, right? So that binding is inhibited if we are using the neomycin. Okay, so if that binding is halted, of course the process will not happen, because if there will be no binding between the codon and the anticodon, the translation process is not going to happen. Okay, next we are going to see erythromycin. Erythromycin inhibits the translocation of messenger RNA along the ribosome. Okay, so translocation means the further movement of messenger RNA does not happen. Now, if you remember, in the translation there was a point where we had anticodon at P site of the ribosome. We had anticodon at the A site of the ribosome. Now, after this, the next step was of translocation. So, if that translocation will not be done, how could the further codons be read? So, if it will not move, further translocation will be hampered. Okay, so this is done by erythromycin. Next, we need to study about streptomycin, and streptomycin specifically inhibits the initiation process. And you remember that in the initiation process, we talked about initiation complex, right? Initiation complex formed because the smaller unit of the ribosome got assembled with the messenger RNA. Then tRNA came and it got attached to the messenger RNA. Then the larger subunit of the ribosome came, and all such aggregations made the initiator complex. So once initiator complex is made, then only elongation can happen. Right? So that initiation process is being hampered. So there is no point of elongation and termination, right? So streptomycin acts in that way. Last but not the least, we'll discuss about chloramphenicol. It inhibits peptidyl transferase and the formation of the peptide bonds. Now, once initiation process is over, A site was still free. Now, at A site, amino acid will come according to the codon in the messenger RNA. Means transfer RNA will bring that amino acid from the cytoplasm, and with its anticodon loop, it will be getting binded to the messenger RNA. There was a stage when P was fill, A site was also fill. Now, after this step, the role of peptidyl transferase comes, which transfers the amino acid from the P site or the peptidyl site to the aminoacyl site of the ribosome. This transfer is important because deacylation of the tRNA or the tRNA becomes vacant after that. Then ribosome walking happens, and the components which reaches the exit site of the ribosome, they are freed in the cytoplasm for the next cycle. So if peptidyl transferase will not be there, then transfer of the amino acid from P to A will not happen, and this transfer is important for the further process. And you also know that the amino acid at P and A site, they are involved in the peptide bond. If you have not seen my video, I request you again to go and watch out the process first, because then it will be much clearer to you. So peptide bond formation takes place between the amino acid at P site and A site. If amino acid is showing the peptide bond formation, then peptidyl transferase comes and transfers the amino acid. So no amino acid will be joining together to form the peptide bond, and no peptidyl transferase. Means P site will receive one amino acid, A site will receive one amino acid, and the process will be halted there only. It will not at all process. Means the whole messenger RNA will not be read. This is the role of chloramphenicol. I hope this is clear to you. If not, please go and play the video again, but play it once watching the translation process. See you in next video. Thank you.